Because we're going through a technological revolution now where our lives are being transformed in a matter of years by technology. That was happening then at a rate that's never been seen before. And the people who are making that happen were people like Victor and Igor, people who held the fire of the gods in their hands and were using it to change people's lives irrevocably, and so that they would be unrecognisable from just last year. And I think that's what set in the Victorian era, particularly in England, does for the film. It gives it that context of adventurers in science, people who don't really know what the implications of their work are going to be, but they're doing it anyway, and they're going to change the face of the planet. And that's how they see themselves, I think.
Yeah, and in terms of what made me want to play Igor in the film, was it was really entertaining. The script, first and foremost, it made me as James said, it really tears along very quickly, and it's very funny. It's got a sense of humour, which is always important in a film like this. And with the character of Igor, there was obviously a chance to sort of perform this cool story of this guy's journey into becoming a human being on an equal footing with everybody else, which is what he wants to put in the story, or even if he doesn't know that he wants that. And there's a sweetness to him, and there's something incredibly sweet and loyal and honest about him, which I found very charming in a world where kind of everybody has sort of greater motivations. Igor really doesn't have any of those. He just wants to live a life where he feels like he's part of society.
Siguiente pregunta, Mimi Carrillo, circulación.com.
Pregunta es, ¿cómo fue el primer acercamiento que tuvieron de pequeños con Frankenstein? Y si pudieran comentar alguna anécdota divertida.
Probably the first day is the one to talk about. Oh, your first day. Yeah, that's a funny story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know really. It's the first day on set was the scene where we have to drain the pus out of Daniel's hump, and we came in to rehearse the night before, and I said to the props people, I was saying, I need a tube, a rubber hose, so that I can suck out the pus with my mouth. And they were like, what? And I said, no, it's okay, it'll become clear tomorrow. And I don't think anybody really thought that we were going to do it. But we did it the next day, and when you get gas out of a car and then you put it out and go shh, but you always get a little bit in your mouth, so you go heck, and you stay everything. And so we did that scene, and it was disgusting, and it was horrible. Which is great, because you're making a movie about Frankenstein, which is essentially a zombie, and so you've got to be kind of gross sometimes. And Daniel obviously tells the story of him walking out of the set and looking at the producer's faces, just being absolutely aghast, to be like, what the hell are these actors doing with a movie that was really good in the script? And so that was kind of like, for me, that was one of the funnest days, because it really felt that we were kind of putting our stamp on the film and saying, this is what the script is, and we know what it is, but this is what we're going to do to it. Which is sort of, I know it's kind of a bit brash and a bit sort of, I don't know, weird, but it just felt like I did it, you know.
Siguiente pregunta, Lucille, sin información.
Welcome to Mexico. Congratulations, Daniel, for your star in the Bollywood film. Congratulations, much. And one of the things that I really like in the movie is a relationship with Igor and Victor. And my question is, James, tell me who is Daniel, and Daniel, tell me who is James.
Oh, wow. Okay. Daniel Radcliffe is Daniel is the hardest working man I've ever worked with, or woman. And that's not just blowing smoke up his arse, that's a great image, isn't it? He's the most professional actor I've ever come across, and I find that terrifying because he's like, what, 10 years younger than me? And that's slightly upsetting to me. But that's the first thing that I noticed about Daniel. That was on day one, when he literally ran past me to get to set, and I remember thinking, maybe there's food on set, or maybe people have got donuts on location, and he's trying to get one. But no, that's what Daniel does, and it's really admirable. And it's not just about, it's about an energised commitment to the work. And as a person outside of work, he's really conscientious, kind, and considerate, and really annoying. So, because he's that's so annoying to hear that, but it's true.
And I'm about to pretty much echo all that, going back the other way, so sorry guys, you're going to be really bored by these answers. But it is true, like everything I've heard about James before working with him, from people that worked with me on film or theatre, was like, oh, you're really going to get on with him, I think you're very similar in terms of how you work. And then we got on set and it was all true. You know, he's bold and fearless and committed to everything he does as an actor, and also with a huge amount of fun to be around between takes. And yeah, I mean, it's a pleasure to make a film. I also like grew up because when I was on Potter and I was working with like Maggie Smith and you know, Rich Harris and all those guys, I was aware that they were very famous, respected actors, but I hadn't like grown up watching a lot of their films, whereas like I had grown up seeing James in a lot of stuff and like really, I don't know. So I think for the first 2 weeks or so, I had to like slightly work on just being able to not be like a fan or be a bit in awe and just like being like, no, we're working together now. You can just like, we're on a level playing field and trying to put that in. But that was probably helpful for the relationship with Igor as well. But yes, no, it was a total pleasure, and one I hope we get to do again.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Siguiente pregunta, Alberto Barajas, en la revista.net.
Good mic check.
Check.
Actualmente, en pleno 2015, ¿qué podría aportar a la medicina y a la ciencia Victor Frankenstein y Igor?
I missed that question.
What could Victor contribute to medicine and science in 2015?
Well, there was a scene in the film where they've cut out the film, which I loved that scene, where we actually bring a dead baby back to life. And by using techniques that are kind of used today in neonatal units all over the world with kangaroo care and all that kind of stuff. That was kind of amazing. But then, you know, we already have that technology, so Victor would be behind. What would he do with it? But he'd be able to reanimate flesh. He'd be able to bring us all back from the dead. And yeah, we'd all be like 6'10" and like have flat heads and try and kill people for no good reason. But we'd still be alive. And that really is a miracle.
And Igor, I think, would just be sort of tagging along like he's in the film, and you know, being very good with his hands and fantastic surgeon. He also might have gone into tailoring. He's very good with stitching and cloth, so you know, that's maybe an alternative career there.
I feel like Victor, if they were in a hospital with all the facilities that the world of science offers them, I feel like Igor would be doing great work and really sort of making steps forward in how we do surgery and like actually being medically useful. Whereas Victor would be just like, how do we turn a man into a bomb? How do we get someone's leg to attach to their face so they can just hop around with their face? Weird stuff.
Yeah. Weird but vital.
Yeah, okay.
Siguiente pregunta, William Collins, Televisa.
Hi guys. For Daniel, since there is no reference about Igor in the book, so how hard and what was your training to play that character in the movie? For James, there was a strange relationship between Igor and Victor. How can you describe the feelings that Victor has for Igor?
Yeah, I mean, I think for Igor, obviously as you say, it's not in the book. I didn't, the only incarnation of Igor that I had seen previously was Marty Feldman in Young Frankenstein. So I wasn't going to try and compete with that. And in a way, I think it took a lot of the pressure off it, in a sense, like I wasn't like fanatically familiar with every film that's ever been made, because it was I was free to kind of give it my own interpretation, and I was aware that this was a take on Igor that we've not really seen before, so it seemed like that kind of seemed like permission to do whatever the hell you like. And I worked on it with a lady called Catherine Hunter, who's a very amazing physical actress, so I sort of worked with her for a few sections on getting Igor's physicality right.
And yeah, I think Victor's relationship with Igor, from Victor's point of view, is all basically, to begin with anyway, based on what he thinks he can get from him. And the way that Victor sees the world is just full of commodities or obstacles that will either help him or hinder him from getting what he wants and what he wants to do, which is to become the creator of life. He kind of essentially wants to become God. So he sees Igor as a tool that he can use and at times horribly abuse, I think. But you can't spend that much time with somebody and rely that much on somebody without letting him in, and without developing respect or love or affection for them. And what ends up happening to Victor is that he ultimately, against his wishes really, makes the only friend, his best friend and only friend that he's ever really known. And the closest thing he's got to somebody that he shares true love with.
Siguiente pregunta, Laura Ángeles, entera online.
¿Y you? ¿De este lado? Acá.
Ok. Laura Ángeles,
Dos preguntas también. La primera, ¿cuál fue el reto para ustedes al interpretar sus dos papeles en esta película? Y si pudieran compartirnos algún sueño profesional que aún tienen y que aún nos falta por cumplir.
I'd really love starring in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Well, I really want to direct at some point, and I would like to write and direct. So that's definitely a dream still. And in terms of the challenge, I suppose it was like, you know, these are very heightened situations, and you know, this is stuff that doesn't and can't really happen. So you're in this like fantastical world, and I think the challenge in that is always making it feel as real and as close to the world we live in as we can.
For me, the challenge of playing Victor was really to kind of